Blake Shelton opens up about marriage, stepsons, and leaving The Voice in new interview. It seems like only yesterday the world fell in love with Blake Shelton, the handsome, witty, and wickedly competitive Oklahoman country artist who shot to mainstream fame as a coach on NBC's The Voice. Now, after 12 years in the iconic red chair, Shelton is ready to move on. In a new interview with People, the 46-year-old country superstar reflected on his time spent in the hottest of spotlights, his post-Voice plans, and his hopes for a more laid-back life with his wife, Gwen Stefani, and his 3 stepsons. This fall, Shelton announced his plan to exit The Voice after 23 seasons, writing in an Instagram post, "I've been wrestling with this for a while, and I've decided that it's time for me to step away." The country star is the centerpiece of the hit singing competition series, having served as a celebrity coach since the show's inception. The holdup over the years has been that it's a hard thing for me to let go of. "I've been here literally since the first minute," said Shelton. "When I started on The Voice, that was 10 years into my career as a country artist. I never really made it to the A level of country artists until I became a coach. The show did a hell of a lot more for me than I brought to the table at the time. I've far exceeded anything I thought I could ever accomplish in the entertainment world." The Voice did much more for Shelton than catapult him to the top of country music stardom. It's also where he met his now wife, pop star Gwen Stefani. The two were married in a gorgeous ceremony in July 2021, and now they're striking out for a quieter life of domestic bliss, one that's perhaps too normal. "Gwen and I have done so much traveling and touring and work the first half of our lives that now we're like, hey, I'm good to put my sweatpants on at 6 p.m. and watch Ozark 8 times, he says. "That's our life now, and we love it." Shelton is a stepfather to Stephanie's 3 sons, Kingston, 16, Zuma, 14, and Apollo, 8. It's a role he relishes, and one that he wants to prioritize. https://www.instagram.com/p/c_UTM_source=sign IG link. If I walked away from my career at this time, the only thing that I run the risk of is having regrets that I'm missing out on some more important things in life. For now, that's our kids, Shelton said. This isn't about me anymore and never will be again. Shelton and Stephanie are Hollywood royalty at this point, and they often perform live together at some of the music industry's biggest events. Most recently, the two cut a festive, loved-up picture for a live performance of their 2017 hit, You Make It Feel Like Christmas, at NBC's annual Christmas in Rockefeller Center holiday special. But the country pop crossover couple are most comfortable away from the spotlight. Their private oasis is a 1,300-acre ranch in Shelton's native Oklahoma. Shelton won't be stepping away from public life completely. He's currently co-hosting Barmageddon, a game show in which celebrity guests compete in increasingly wacky drinking games alongside his close friend Carson Daly. And Shelton's upcoming tour, dubbed Back to the Honky Tonk, kicks off February 16 in Lincoln, Nebraska. So much for slowing down. It's time to push some of this work stuff out and let more family and personal life in. If Shelton needs some me time, then the guy should enjoy his me time. But that doesn't mean we can't hope for a few surprise live performances with Stephanie every now and then. Blake Shelton has long been a fixture in the world of country music and television, but in a recent interview, the star opened up about his personal life in a way few have seen before. The interview offers an intimate look at his marriage to fellow singer Gwen Stefani, his relationship with his stepsons, and his decision to step away from his longtime role as a coach on NBC's The Voice. Finding balance in marriage and family life when Shelton married Gwen Stefani in July 2021, fans were ecstatic to see the two beloved artists come together. The couple's romance, which bloomed on the set of The Voice, was one of the most talked about in entertainment, partly because of their very different backgrounds. Shelton, the laid-back country boy from Oklahoma, and Stephanie, the edgy pop and punk icon from California, might have seemed an unlikely pair, but their bond quickly became clear. In the interview, Shelton reflected on how marriage has transformed his life in the best possible ways. "I think the biggest thing for me is that I've found peace," Shelton revealed. "Gwen brings out the best in me. When I'm with her, everything just feels right." Shelton shared that the transition to married life came with its own set of challenges, particularly blending their lives and families. Gwen has 3 sons from her previous marriage to Gavin Rossdale, and Shelton admitted that stepping into the role of a stepfather was initially daunting. "It's a big responsibility, and at first I wondered if I was the right guy for it," he confessed. "But the more time I spent with the boys, the more I realized that being there for them, supporting them, and just showing up was the most important thing." The country star described how his relationship with Stepsons' sons, Kingston, Zuma, and Apollo, has blossomed over time. "They're great kids, and I've really come to love them like my own," Shelton said. "We have fun together, whether it's playing outside on the ranch or just hanging out watching movies. I think what they needed was a sense of normalcy and stability, and that's something Gwen and I try to provide." Stepping away from The Voice for over a decade, Shelton has been one of the most recognizable faces on The Voice. With his southern charm and quick wit, he's not only helped numerous aspiring singers achieve their dreams, but has also become a fan favorite. However, in 2022, Shelton made the surprising announcement that he would be stepping down from his role as a coach after 23 seasons on the show. When asked about his decision, Shelton spoke candidly about the toll the show had taken on his life. "The Voice has been an amazing ride, but it's a lot of work," Shelton said. "When I first started, I was single, touring, and had all the time in the world. But now, things have changed. I'm married, I've got a family, and I want to be able to enjoy that time with them." Shelton acknowledged that leaving The Voice wasn't an easy decision, given the relationships he had built on the show and the joy he found in mentoring new talent. "There's no doubt I'm going to miss it," Shelton admitted. "The coaches, the crew, the artists, it's like a family. But sometimes you've got to step back and think about what's really important. And for me, that's Gwen, the boys, and spending time on the ranch." While he's stepping away from television for now, Shelton made it clear that his love for music isn't going anywhere. "Music will always be a part of my life," he said, "but I want to do it on my terms. I've been lucky to have a career where I can do what I love, and now I want to focus on doing that while also being present for my family." Embracing the simple life as Shelton transitions into this new chapter of his life, he's also embracing a slower pace that he admits he never thought he'd crave. Much of his time is now spent on his Oklahoma ranch, a place he calls his sanctuary. It's here that Shelton says he feels the most at peace, whether he's working on the land, spending time with his family, or just sitting on the porch watching the sunset. "I've always loved the simple life," Shelton shared. "Being out here, away from the noise and the spotlight, it reminds me of who I am. I'm just a guy who loves country music, his family, and the great outdoors. And that's enough for me." Shelton also mentioned that his new lifestyle has given him the opportunity to reflect on his future. "I don't know exactly what's next," he said with a grin. "But whatever it is, I know it's going to be something that makes me happy." Looking forward as Blake Shelton steps away from the fast-paced world of reality TV and shifts his focus toward his personal life, it's clear that he's entering a period of contentment and fulfillment. His love for Gwen Stefani, his devotion to his stepsons, and his excitement about what lies ahead all signal a man who has found joy in the simple things. "I'm just grateful," Shelton concluded. "Grateful for the career I've had, grateful for the love I've found, and grateful for what's to come. I'm ready for whatever's next, and I couldn't be happier with where I'm at right now. I'm just grateful," Shelton concluded. "Grateful for the career I've had, grateful for the love I've found, and grateful for what's to come. I'm ready for whatever's next, and I couldn't be happier with where I'm at right now."